And away we go with Loosey Goosey Chime Time. And this is the Air Radio Network. And we'd like to say hello to everybody on Facebook at the Radio Reunion, because we're inviting you up here October 22nd. We're trying to get a lot of radio people together, and that's all I'm going to say about it. We're going to host you and feed you.
Have some live music.
Some live music, and we're going to get a bunch of radio people together. And then I'll get off that now because they're probably...
And especially, just quickly, especially a lot of our friends have moved on to other prospects and jobs and things like that.
We want to stay in touch with people.
So yeah, it's just a great way to stay in touch and connect and reconnect with everybody that we haven't seen in a long time.
And I'm the newbie.
Yeah.
So I need to meet everybody other than on Facebook.
There you go.
That's right.
Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin with Leah Lywood. We're in the location of Lee's Garage in Halton Hills, Ontario, Canada, and we, once in a while broadcast from here. We do a different locations around town with our Air Radio News and our other video vlog that we do. But I want to welcome you all back once again.
Don't forget, we have 3 radio stations that we run and a video vlog, and we're huge on Facebook, especially locally with our telecells. How many thousand people do we reach a week with our stuff?
Between the two, we're looking at 25,000 just on the 2 pages, give or take.
I mean, the telecell is huge, and the telecell has become a part of the community, because when you talk to people in our community here in Halton Hills, Ontario, I don't know about other areas. Oh, did you see what they said on the telecell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the old days, did you see what Johnny Carson said?
Yeah.
That popular, and I put a thing up about a local business about hamburgers, and 200 people all of a sudden went, well, yeah, I like their shakes, and it's good. Social media is good.
That's what we created it for.
That's right.
It was created for business and referrals and local events.
And how many lost dogs have we found?
God,
cats.
Oh, there's so many things that go on. Yeah.
We're all going to heaven. I know we are, because we've done so well. All right, so we'll get through the news very quickly. U.S. Senate passed a gun control bill, most significant firearms legislation in nearly 30 years. And, of course, the abortion situation.
Roe versus Wade got overturned today in the Superior Court, and causing a lot of uproar. Canadian border's going to be busy.
Extreme intoxication bill becomes law after flying through the Senate. The criminal code will now be amended to create criminal liability in cases of violent crime where the defendant can prove they were in a state of negligent, self-induced extreme intoxication. Wow. Doesn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy all over?
No.
What I mean? Isn't that... No. It doesn't that just kind of promote drinking?
Absolutely.
And drug use and God.
Absolutely. And it just gives them an out to go do whatever the hell they want.
And of course, inflation is soaring. Experts say the Canadians have to ride it out. Thanks, guys. Taliban in Afghanistan, they've appealed for international support. Devastating 6.1 earthquake, of course. That was buried in the news. I couldn't believe that. That's huge.
Actually, they had another one today.
Did they?
There was another. I saw it on CP24 this morning. They had another one today that kind of got, and it was 6.4.
Yeah.
So, many more people. That's just scary, man.
Key figures of the convoy protester-related organizations welcomed to Parliament Hill on Wednesday by a group of Conservative MPs that assured them they have allies in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Are we heading for a civil war in Canada or what? RCMP statements were riddled with mistakes and omissions after the Nova Scotia mass
crazy, man.
shooting. I'll let you take a couple.
Jurors at a civil trial found Tuesday that Bill Cosby did sexually abuse a 16-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion back in 1975. The Los Angeles County jury delivered the verdict in favor of Judy Huth, who is now 64, and awarded her $500,000. This we talked about in the vlog on the other one. Heat wave in Manitoba, just going crazy here in Canada.
37 degrees.
Set a record that was set back in 1888. Record high temperature in Winnipeg in 1888 was among 18 previous records that were broken Sunday across the province, and the mercury soared to 37 degrees Celsius. And for our American friends, that's about 110.
Yeah, that's
roughly.
Crazy,
so floods destroyed millions of homes and dreams and Canada will spend $4.9 billion over the next 6 years to modernize continental defense. Defense Minister Anita Anand said Monday. With the official start of summer just a couple of days away, Environment Canada is predicting we'll be in for some beer drinking weather with a warmer summer than usual. But storms could be popping up more than usual as well. And in Europe, people flocked to parks and pools across Western Europe on Saturday for a bit of respite from the early heat wave. They saw the mercury rise above 40 degrees Celsius in France and Spain, and that's just crazy.
I've lost my internet here. I don't know what I did. I think I pushed the wrong button.
Well, I think you're done.
Huh?
You're done.
We're done, folks, but he's getting it back now. But yeah, I mean, the heat out in Manitoba is crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. Like
you said,
37 degrees
double it,
Celsius.
not 30, so...
Yeah. 37 degrees, and you look at the forest fires and stuff that's going on, and no one's mentioned it yet. We haven't had anything happen yet. But, it makes you wonder, and what those poor people in Australia, and out in BC, the town of Lytton. Can you imagine your whole town being burned down? It's just crazy, man.
No, it's scary what's going on.
I'll
finish off. Yeah, Russia's war in Ukraine could take years, according to NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, told German weekly newspaper, adding that the supply of state-of-the-art weaponry to Ukraine troops would increase the chance of liberating the Donbass region from Russia control. Also, they are stating as Omicron subvariants take hold, experts in Canada could see a rise in COVID-19 cases by the fall. So, yeah, it's...
That's the only mention we've had of COVID in the whole show so far.
So, yeah, it was good to get that out of the way. So I don't know if anybody caught this, because I know a lot of people have been watching the hockey situation, but the Golden State Warriors are now the 2022 NBA champions after defeating the Boston Celtics in Game 6 on Thursday. Steph Curry led the way with 34 points, no big surprise there.
That guy's amazing.
Won the MVP for the first time for the cup, and yeah, so it was great to see. It was the guy just played outstanding. It was crazy.
They're a fun team to watch too, if we're Raptors fans obviously, but if you're gonna cheer for somebody, you might as well cheer for a guy like Steph Curry. I mean, every time he.
Well, we even had
three-point king. I mean,
can't remember his name, but we got a young kid from Brampton that was on the team. So we got some Canadian content in there, so it's kind of nice.
And of course, Nazem Kadri, remember him? Yeah, my favorite Leaf, scored the winner in overtime as the Colorado Avalanche defeated Tampa Bay 3-2 to put the Lightning on the brink of elimination.
Game 5 tonight, back in Colorado tonight.
And they could close the door on that tonight.
Or Game 5 tonight.
Yeah, Game 5. 3-1. Yeah, they're up 3-1. So they could finish them off.
They could finish them tonight.
I don't think Tampa's going to lay down and die, though.
They're back in their own barn, and that's the energy in that building is pretty crazy. Both buildings, for that fact. The energy is just, wow. It's great to watch because, again, this is the first year you're able to watch the Stanley Cup in the crowd, right? In 2 years, so...
And the Jays didn't have a great week last week. We lost 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 of the Yankees, and of course we ended up losing the series with the White Sox. Now we're heading into Milwaukee to visit with our old buddy Rowdy Tellez, who's playing with the Brewers now and doing very well. So the Jays are in Milwaukee this weekend, and let's hope that we're 12 and a half games behind the Yankees already.
I thought we were better than that, and when I saw that stat, I was a little bit taken aback by that.
Well, the Yankees, we haven't got a bad record, but it's just the Yankees keep winning.
Yeah.
The Yankees and the Mets began the year like they came out of the gate really fast.
Right.
And now Atlanta's starting to, in the Central, it's Cleveland and Minnesota in the American League, and then Houston, as usual, running away with the West.
Yeah.
Things are shaping up a little bit, though. But the National League East at the beginning of the year was just pitiful. The only team winning was the Mets.
Yeah.
Everybody else was below 500. But the Jays, we're 12 and a half. We can hang in for a wild card, I guess. But I don't think we're gonna catch the Yankees. We're gonna have to play some really good ball, and they're gonna have to fall apart.
Play some real bad ball too.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's get into the fun stuff, the music, and that's what we're all about at the Air Radio Network. We own 3 radio stations, 1 community radio station in Halton Hills, and FM108.ca, Canada's oldie station. If you ever want to escape to the movie American Graffiti, just put FM 108 on. And plus, we have Don Cherry, of course.
Exactly.
The Don Cherry podcast on all of our stations. Our numbers are going through the roof.
Yeah.
FM 108 especially. We were doing well on 108 before, but now we've got Don Cherry.
Exactly.
You know, now when we play Buddy Holly, we really do mean it. You know what I mean? But it's a great radio station. And my first child, well, not my first, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I had Demoose and other, but FM 108 is very dear to my heart because when you come to FM 108, you escape to the 50s, 60s, and 70s. We'll give you all the local news or the national news, and we'll give you the weather and what's going on and the sports. But we play the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and we don't care about 1980.
No.
You know, I think the last song on the list that we play is "Refugee" by Tom Petty because it charted in November 1979. That's how strictly we run our playlist. We play the odd song, but basically it's 50s, 60s, 70s. And not only that, our radio remembers the comedians of yesterday, old clips from TV shows. People, you know, radio is
old little jingles. And
you know, on all of our stations, and we promote Canadian tourism, first and foremost, which we'll get into later. Let's get into the music. All right, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
All yours, man.
Okay, we're going to look up the top 5 songs over the decades as we go down. This is from June the 26th, 2021. The top, so it's a year ago today. At number 5, we've got Peaches by Justin Bieber featuring Daniel Caesar and Givon, who is Def Jam, I guess. And I remember that song because this is when I started getting into the music. And then Doja Cat is a huge artist from England, right? And beautiful singer, and she's got some cool tunes. Kiss Me More. And then we've got at number 3, Dua Lipa with Da Baby and Levitating. Yep. I feel like Alan Freed sometimes. Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo is number 2, and BTS with Butter was the number 1 song 1 year ago today. So now you know, folks. And we're going to go through the decades here. 2011.
2011 we're looking at. Number 5, The Lazy Song by Bruno Mars. Number 4, this one I do remember, E.T., Katy Perry featuring Kanye West. My daughters were right into that tune. The Party Rock Anthem from LMFAO featuring Lauren Bennett and Goon Rock. That was a huge hit.
Oh, yeah.
Give Me Everything featuring Pitbull featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair. They were at number 2 with Give Me Everything. And then, of course, Adele, Rolling in the Deep. Everybody knows that tune by heart. Sitting at number 1, Adele, 6 weeks at number 1 at that point. So,
and from June the 23rd, 2001, we have Drops of Jupiter by Train. That's a great song.
Great tune.
And we have Little Romeo at number 4 with My Baby. Ride With Me from Nelly featuring City Spud is at number 3 this week. Folks, Hanging by a Moment, Lifehouse at number 2.
Great tune.
That is a great song. And Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, Maya, and Pink with their version of Lady Marmalade was the number 1 song in 2001 on this day,
they had
20 years ago.
They had quite a few singers on that track, female singers. Shakira, oh my God, there was just Lady Gaga was on it. Like there was a lot of women singing on that Lady Marmalade tune. They did a great cover of it. I liked it. All right, we're looking at the week of June 22nd, 1991, the top 40 singles for that week. Number 5, Love Is a Wonderful Thing, Michael Bolton.
I can still, now you're giving me an earworm.
Yeah, there you go. Number 4, REM with Losing My Religion, another tune that just grained in your ear. 3, More Than Words from Extreme, another tune that just gave you an earworm. Color Me Bad with I Want to Sex You Up.
Remember that one?
That was a big dance tune.
I was just going to say.
All the weddings and Stag and Does, that was, And then Paula Abdul at number 1 with Rush. And I still think I Want to Sex You Up was a more requested song at my DJ booth than Paula Abdul.
Absolutely.
But again, that's just the Billboard charts. So.
That's right. And we got the top 2 songs from June of 1981. At number 2 was Stars on 45, and that great medley they had of all the Beatle hits. Remember, that was the very first one that we had.
Nowhere Man,
from them.
You know, You're Gonna Lose That Girl. And it just,
what was the number 1 song this week in 1981?
I couldn't tell you.
Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes. And, you know,
I fell in love with that song.
The song you hear all the time now is the very first take they did.
Yeah.
And they tried for hours to better that first take, and they never could do it.
No.
So that take of Betty Davis Eyes was the very first time that Kim sang it in the recording studio. A little bit of useless information there. Why does she keep going like this all the time? Oh, she's doing her job of timing. Yes.
She's signaling.
Yeah, so does that mean we're 15 minutes in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, roughly. Well, probably about 17 minutes now, because she's been doing this for a couple of minutes.
Lee's attention. He was so busy talking to you and looking at you. We're at almost 16 and a half. Yeah.
I'll do the 71, and then you can do the 60 if you want. Number 5, Treat Her Like a Lady, Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. Great song. This is the time I was in radio. Indian Reservation, Lament of the Cherokee Reservation, of course, the Raiders, and Want Ads by the Honeycombs at number 3. The Carpenters, Rainy Days and Mondays. There wasn't a better singer than Karen Carpenter.
And a great drummer.
A female singer. But her voice...
Not everybody knew that.
Her voice and drummer.
She's up there with Barbara Streisand.
She's actually on the top 100 list of Rolling Stone's top drummers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And, of course, you would know that being a drummer yourself. It's Too Late and I Feel the Earth Move. It was a double-sided hit for Carole King, and it was number 1 this week in 1971. Tapestry album. Everybody had that.
I want to mention the band The Raiders. Very underrated band.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't get any of the recognition they should have gotten. They were an amazing, absolutely amazing band. So, all right, the week ending June 25th, 1961. Raindrops by Dee Clark. That was a very popular song in my home.
Well, that's a classic.
Yeah. Stand By Me, another one by Ben E. King.
They was a hit again years later.
Yeah. Oh, it just kept coming back.
No.
Kept coming back. It'd come out in a movie, boom. Come out in a show, boom. And it was just like the guys made tons of money off of that one. Quarter to Three by Gary U.S. Bonds. My sister was a huge fan of his stuff. Traveling Man by Ricky Nelson at number 2. And then number 1, Moody River by Pat Boone.
I'll tell you a story about Gary U.S. Bonds. I never did meet him, but I heard he still is a wonderful man. But the story about him, he had all these hit records and he went on tour with Sam Cooke. And Sam said to him, you're bouncy off the stage, and when you get on stage, you should really, beef it up. So he never listened to Sam Cooke, so he went out and did his regular thing, where he would stand there. And then, if you notice later in his career, he became a lot more like Keith Richards. But he went off stage that night, and Sam just belted him one. Said, "Don't you, well, listen, boy." And by this time, Sam was already established, right?
Yeah.
And he was just getting started with a couple of hits. He smacked him right in the head. And after that day, and there was nothing, what are you going to do? I mean, but they're great friends. They were great friends, and it wasn't a fight or anything. But it just stuck out in my mind. Every time I hear Gary U.S. Bonds, I think the reason he was so energetic on stage was because Sam Cooke belted him.
One.
There's a story. I've got a million of them. Working at FM 108 all those years, all the people I met, Ronnie Hawkins, and I can talk for a million years about that stuff. Leah's Trivia is very popular on our local radio, and
doing very well.
And on Facebook, and she puts a lot of work into it. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
Every day coming up with. So we picked the best. Couldn't read them all, but this week in 1970, the Who show in Atlanta is delayed after Pete Townsend frustrated. I'll spit it out anytime soon. Frustrated.
No more candy for you.
He was upset. Okay. waiting to take off in Memphis, and he jokes about planting a bomb on the airplane.
Yeah. Bomb.
Resulting in a search of the aircraft and a few hours of questioning. Listen, Mr. Townsend, sir, you can't do that.
And this is even back in the 70s, and like that's how paranoid they were about bombs and airplanes and stuff, and still are today. No, understandably so. 1990, Cure, a great band, during their headlining set at the Glastonbury Festival, paused during the performance of Fascination Street so a police helicopter could rescue a woman who had nearly been crushed to death by the overzealous crowd.
Wow. What a scare! I don't know where you find this stuff from. I didn't know any
crazy.
of this stuff.
She's a lot of research.
Yeah, it is. She must hit the books. Seriously. 1948. This week in 1948, Columbia Records launched its new technological breakthrough, a vinyl disc that played at 33 1/3 RPM in New York City. Of course, that's the album we're talking about.
Yep.
The vinyl phonograph record can hold up to 23 minutes of music on a side, sparking a music industry standard so strong that the digital age has yet to completely kill it.
Because some of you people might remember the old 70s, the old 78 records, right? Hard, thick as heck, hard as a rock, but that was the thing. They would only hold like 12 minutes, not even 12 minutes of music on one side, right? So this kind of took over that, and then we went to 8-track.
Well, 45s.
Well, 45s.
45s were the big thing back when I was a kid. It wasn't albums, it was more...
8-track and cassette, and then we went to CD, and now MP3 files and MP4 files.
Now what's coming next? What can come next? MP3 is...
An implant in your head.
Yeah, probably. God, don't even think about that. All right, what happened this...
69, the first of a 3-day festival in Newport, California, featuring Ike and Tina Turner smacking each other on stage, Marvin Gaye, Creedence Clearwater Revival, The Byrds, The Rascals, Steppenwolf, The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Janis Joplin, Johnny Winter, Eric Burden, and Love. The 3-day ticket cost $15
bucks,
or just almost £9. Hendrix received $125,000 for his appearance at the time, and it was the highest fee ever paid for a rock act at a single appearance.
I guess how do you get a headliner for that? They're all headliners.
They're all headliners.
My God, Johnny Winter, Janis Joplin,
CCR.
Marvin Gaye.
But can you imagine going to see them for what they were? And it's funny because sometimes I'll see these concerts and they won't show you. They don't talk about how much it is. So I go looking because to look at concerts today in the hundreds, thousands, and some of them were like these big outdoor concerts, $5.
Yeah. Crazy.
68. What are the Stones doing?
The Rolling Stones scored their 7th UK #1 single when Jumpin' Jack Flash hit the top of the charts. Keith Richards has stated that he and Mick wrote the lyrics while staying at Keith's country house. It was Keith's place, where they were awoken one morning by the sound of a gardener, Jack Dyer, walking past the window. When Jagger asked what the noise was, Keith responded, "Oh, that's Jack. That's Jumpin' Jack." And that's how they named the song.
Imagine that. How
simple. Did you find that out? I mean, I'm the guy that's been doing this for years. I didn't know that. So that's where Jumpin' Jack Flash came from.
Yep.
He was the gardener.
So simple. Yeah. It's 78. Grace Slick, beautiful voice on this chick, takes the stage with Jefferson Airship at the Lorelei Festival in Hamburg, Germany, in a state of absolute drunkenness. After she taunts the crowd with comments about Nazis and World War II, that's always a good thing to do. The crowd starts rioting, destroying much of their equipment, and Slick does not return to the band until 1983, when she obviously sobered up and she went for rehab and stuff like that. I remember reading some of the story about that, but that's a cool story.
It takes a lot of balls in Germany to say what she said that night, I'll tell you that.
A lot of balls are...
well,
this
still,
is
it's just...
liquid courage, right?
That's Grace Slick, though. That's who she was. She was just like...
1997, when Ozzy's voice gives out before the Ozfest date in Columbus, Ohio, he doesn't appear, but the show goes on without him. No, Ozzy, sorry about that. Fans who aren't told until later that he won't be there don't take the news well and trash the venue completely. But even a rendition of Crazy Train with Marilyn Manson on lead vocals cannot quell the masses. And when Phil Anselmo from Pantera breaks the news that Ozzy isn't coming, they take out their frustrations on the Polaris Amphitheater, smashing windows, setting fires, 23 arrests, several injuries. Ozzy returns on July the 1st to make up the show. But there, boy, they should have canceled. Well, that would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Canceled it. What do you do?
Well, exactly. Like even I was talking with somebody about this. Everybody got mad at Justin Bieber because he had to cancel his show because of this serious condition he's got.
He's got a serious.
But once he did the video and people saw what he was going through, it was like, oh, okay, yeah. But you got to do it. You got to cancel it. And,
I hope Justin's okay.
They can't
he's
go
awful
on.
young to be sick like that.
He's only in his mid-20s, and this kid, as much as people love to hate him or whatever,
he's
how
our
to call
kid
it.
from Canada,
he
for
grew
God's
up in the
sake.
spotlight, and anybody that does
This
that,
kid is talented.
Yes, he's good.
You should see him. Guitar, drums, piano. This kid has a lot of good quality talent.
And he's from Stratford, Ontario.
Yeah, he's a local boy, and we just wish him all the best. Absolutely,
he'll be all right.
To have to deal with that, and then assholes being online going, "Oh, you cancel it." You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Good for you, Justin. I'm glad you did, because your health is way more important, man. Way more important. So.
All right, let's talk about
tourism.
Tourism a little bit, and some of the wonderful places across Canada that we've featured on our social media and radio this week. Kimberley, BC, southeastern BC, Canada, along Highway 95A. Very scenic area of our country.
So.
And that's actually between the Purcell and the Rocky Mountains. And if you want to see some great scenery, just go on YouTube and punch in Kimberley, BC. And I'll do Sylvan Lake. Of course, Sylvan Lake, central Alberta, Canada, approximately 25 kilometers west of the city of Red Deer. And you wouldn't believe the skiing in Sylvan Lake. Absolutely amazing in the wintertime. But it's also a great place for
ice fishing.
There's so many things you can do in
we have
Sylvan
a lot
Lake.
of lakes in Canada,
so
that's never a problem. We've also got Smooth Rock Falls, is an incorporated town in the Cochrane district in northeastern Ontario, Canada. It's a small population of only 1,330 at the last census that was done. The region is a paradise for snowmobilers with a network of over 1,000 kilometers of wide soft trail through just gorgeous wooded areas. I've actually been on those trails. They are absolutely dynamite. The Mattagami Ski Club maintains beautiful groomed trails which follows along the Mattagami River and ends at the ski chalet. The trails include beginner, intermediate, and expert. And just a gorgeous area up there. And same with Cornwall. I love Cornwall. I lived in Ottawa for years, so went to Cornwall quite a bit. It's only an hour away.
I lived there for 5 years.
Our perception of Canada is it's not Toronto, Vancouver, Edmonton. It is, but it's a combination of small towns that you never hear about, and we talk about them here.
Well, Cornwall's it's one of the oldest settlements here in Canada, yet boasts a modern economy, and it would be because it's on the St. Lawrence River, and that's where ships came in to offload food and grain and yada yada yada.
Great place to come on vacation and to raise a family.
Absolutely. It's a great spot, so you can check it out. Numerous parks and recreational facilities make it an excellent place to raise a family. So, check it out at Cornwall. You just punch it on Google, man.
We featured Thetford Mines this last week on the air, city in south central Quebec. It's in the east area. Thetford Mines was founded in 1876 after the discovery of a large asbestos deposit in the area, and it's a great place. Across Canada is a great place for outdoor things, in the woods, cycling, biking,
everything.
Swimming in our wonderful lakes across Canada. And Sydney, Nova Scotia is another great place. Largest city on Cape Breton Island, Sydney, home to the island's main port, making it the hub of the entire island. And the former steel and coal mining city is now a major tourist destination with remnants of its industrial past being seen today, and a beautiful waterfront there. Some wonderful lakes in Nova Scotia. Down east, every area of Canada is different in its own way. You have to say that. The Maritimes, Nova Scotia, you think friendly people, big skies, salt water smell.
Yep.
Beautiful. Lobster.
The smell of lobster and shrimp. And
I'll leave you with Yellowknife.
Yellowknife is
doesn't
great
get
place.
talked about enough.
Yeah, not nearly enough. And I've been to Yellowknife. It's a gorgeous area. It's the capital city of Canada's Northwest Territories. Lies on the north shore of the Great Slave Lake, with possible views of northern lights in fall and winter, which you do get to see, and they are absolutely stunning.
There's nothing like the Canadian North. It's just amazing.
Exhibits at Prince of Wales Northern Heritage Centre by Frame Lake near the downtown highlight the area's human and natural history. The Ingram Trail, a scenic drive, crosses the Yellowknife River and heads into its lakes and trails. And I'm telling you, even go in the winter. If you're not one of these people that just hate cold weather, I know people that enjoy cold weather. Go in the winter, because the northern lights in the winter are the best time to see it. Oh my God! And it's, dude, you trip out. It's like, wow. And I just sat on the hood of I'd rented because up there you can rent pickup trucks. I'd rented a pickup truck, and I just sat on the hood in the windshield and just sat and watched the show, and it was just, to this day, still one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
And, we look at tourism across Canada, town by town, day by day, week by week, and we dig the little oogly bits out you'd never see normally.
Yes,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? But you talk about Toronto and Niagara Falls. Yeah, we know it's beautiful. But there are other tiny little places.
Tiny
Even our
spots.
hometown here in Georgetown, Acton, Ontario. We have so many things that
We have a
people
lake
could see.
in this little town.
That's
We have
right.
a lake, a big lake, not a little one, a good-sized lake.
And
in this
Glen
little
Williams,
town.
Ontario is on
Yeah.
the tourism map. You couldn't ask for a more quaint little place than Glen Williams. It's just delightful, right by the Credit River. So, we talk about Canadian tourism, and that's what we're all about, because the tourism industry was hit during COVID, and
Very hard.
our radio and our video and our media and our social media, we're all promoting Canadian tourism worldwide on our national radio, FM 108 and Radio GTA.ca, of course. And so many things going on. And Don Cherry, the Big 20, our new show that's worldwide on stations now.
And we're one of the first people to be broadcasting Don Cherry stuff. So.
We are the first.
Yeah.
He's got his podcast site, of course, but we are the only other media that's relating. And I'm so surprised at that, actually.
Same here.
Crazy. Because we all love Don very much. And he's a part of our family now. And Tim and his daughter. I've listened to the podcast 7 times this week so far. I want to hang on to every word that he says because I missed him so much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Hockey Night in Canada ratings went down when Don left.
Oh, big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Especially with females.
And even now,
love that.
I find I used to, watch the intermission. Now, as soon as that period's over, I'm up going to get something to eat or drink or take
Usually
a
I used to, if it was like 3-0 St. Louis and with 2 minutes to go, I used to go make something to eat so I'd be able to see Don and that other fella.
Yeah.
I won't go into right now. But I guess we're more of a wrap. But we're basically brought to you by Canadian Tourism. And there's so many wonderful places, and we're going to tell you town by town every week about these wonderful places across Canada. We're all about music. We're all about what's happening. That's what this vlog is about. It's kind of like the Canadian look at life for half an hour.
Yep.
And talking about music, which that is our number one priority.
And passion.
And passion, And Leah, thank you so much for the wonderful stories. Hey, aren't
great.
they cool?
They were cool this week.
And
yeah.
they're always cool. They're always cool. In the top 5 lists, we've had a lot of people saying, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that." So next week we'll go back 20 years instead of 2 or whatever it was, 1 or whatever. So just mix it up a bit. But it's amazing how many songs hang around the top 5, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
For weeks on end,
Yeah.
Ebony and Ivory, still there, right? All right.
Cool.
We're done.
What's that one?
All right. Expanding community worldwide. I can't read the rest of it. You guys finish it off.
I don't know what it is.
What is? You made it up. You go ahead. We are broadcasting from Canada's hometown, Halton Hills, Ontario. And we're proud to be broadcasting Canada worldwide from this hometown. Canada's hometown, right?
Damn tootin'.
All right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. For Big Daddy Russ Horton, I'm Lee Lake and Leah Lylewood. Have a great week, and we'll catch everybody on the B-side.
Right on.
Bing, bing, bing. Loosey goosey chime
Chime time, yes. Mark Panopoulos. Thanks, Mark.